What is up, Horrorhounds? Today's episode is brought to you by the number 5.
The number of the day is 5.
We're doing horror movie reviews because everyone demands it.
This time.
We're gonna do some other shit later. Did you guys also know, this is a fun fact that no one knows? This is exactly how we sit on the couch. Right there. I sit on this side and she sits on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is our sides.
These are our sides.
They're opposite in the bed, though.
They are, is that right?
I don't know. Things are confusing.
Things are confusing.
Ever since COVID.
Okay. Don't know how many movies you guys are going to see tonight on this review, but if this is the first time that you are seeing this intro, I've been wearing this shirt for 2 weeks. Let's get it started.
Okay.
Roast.
Roast.
Our first movie tonight is brought to you by the number 5.
Yes, that's the number.
5.
No, not really. Our first movie tonight is Insidious, The Red Door.
Hold the door! Hold the door!
We watched this movie last night, and as a precursor, we probably should have finished and or watched all of the other movies prior to this.
We won't now.
Absolutely not. Because spoiler alert, it sucks.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. So this movie was about this guy trying to remember where his family is on this window.
They really go through a lot of effort to just give you some jump scares that nobody was surprised by. Like this scene in particular, he basically taped up a bunch of photos of his family, and on the other side of it, he's trying to remember because he's just cloudy and brain foggy, because in the beginning you find out that he's been hypnotized like 10 years ago.
Sleepy time.
And suddenly, only now, a decade later, the repercussions of that hypnosis are suddenly having like negative effects.
I feel like if we'd watched the first 2 movies prior to this, it might not have been a surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Maybe,
well,
but
we'll never know now because I'm not going to watch them.
no, fuck no. Well, no, and I got halfway through the first one. I was like, this is shit. This movie is not the shit. It is shit. So, anyways, go ahead.
Like, okay, so in this scene in particular, he goes to the doctor and he's like, I just can't seem to remember anything. And his doctor's like, well, why don't you try playing children's games, like memory card match games? And he's like, oh, I don't have any of those, so instead I'm going to go out and then rather than buying a $2 card game at the dollar store, I'm just gonna tape pictures of my family to the underside of the cardboard box, and then I'm gonna put them on the window, and then I'm gonna play memory like that. And then
and he times himself.
Ghost. Yeah, and then he times himself, and then when he gets it wrong, he moves them over, and it's like, I don't think that's gonna help your memory at all. But then there's scenes like this, right? So like a ghost busts through the window, and it's like they just constantly just ebb and flow through these 2 different realities, and it's like, what reality is the broken glass in? Is this ghost glass that was just broken by the ghost? Like, is the window still intact because they never addressed it? And it's just like, it's irritating because it's like, ghosts don't really break glass unless it's like a poltergeist that throws a material object through, and so it's like, they never came back to this, and it was like, did he have to go and pay for this glass that the ghost just tore through?
It was candy glass.
Was it ghost glass though? Like, did he imagine
Is that
the whole
a thing? Is ghost glass a thing?
I feel like to honor this scene, it has to be. Because they don't understand, like, this ghost just broke into this man's house. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, okay, all right.
Do you not know what I'm asking here? Did this actually happen, or was the broken glass a figment of the imagination? Because in every other scene where they see a ghost, there's no physical ramification of like the ghost's presence. You know what I mean? Like the first one, he's like, he crawls up the MRI machine, and there's that long suspension of disbelief. Well, not, you know, it's like you can imagine that they're in a dream because the tube on the MRI machine is suddenly like way longer than it would be in reality, and it's like, okay, he's sleeping, but it's like in this scene he's like upstairs, and then the ghost breaks
and it's
through
the middle of the
window,
fucking day. Not only is it the middle of the day, but also this is extremely early on in the movie. We have no fucking idea what's going on.
Well, and it feels like
I'm not trying to. Hey, listen, I'm not trying to give the movie any credit.
No, I know
at
that.
all.
I know that, but I'm saying like this movie broke a rule for you, and this is a rule that I feel like this crosses the line for me because I'm confused about.
Because there's no such thing as ghost glass.
As far as I know. I mean, in the Haunted Mansion, the first one with Eddie Murphy, he tries to break the glass pane in the thing, and like, I think that it just goes straight through it, or it just bounces right back or something, but you can't break it. Like, of course there's ghost glass, but like, I'm just saying, like, that's super dumb. That's...
Well, right, but also...
Did he dream that?
You bring up very valid points.
Thank you.
This is bullshit. Why is this ghost able to break glass?
And did it actually happen, or was that a dream?
Well, we didn't know until later on in the movie when the entire fucking trilogy was spilled out like a fucking bag of rotten corn. Oh! So it was just this one thing this whole time. Thanks, Blumhouse. Blumhouse, isn't that?
Oh, the art teacher was great.
Oh, right. I had an art teacher like that.
Part of the whole... Yeah, I did too. Her name was Mrs. Cole. But she didn't really believe in her students. She didn't even believe in her kids.
Wow, really?
Oh, yeah, she was mean. She was really mean. She was this little Italian lady. And
oh, shit. Sorry. Wrong accent.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
That's okay.
All right.
I'm assuming anyway. I don't actually know that either.
You don't know if she was Italian?
I mean, you know, she looked Italian.
It's me, Mario, and Luigi.
I wish you would do it better.
Oh my gosh, she wasn't like that. One time she told us that like her 16-year-old son had started to shave part of his eyebrows off, and she said, I wish he would do something normal like...
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh, Mrs. Cole.
Holy fuck, dude.
I was like, don't say those things. That's terrible.
Jeez.
Yeah, she was funny.
So there was a lot of
There's
outside
a lot of
of
glove work in this movie.
a lot of what?
A lot of glove work.
We made a lot of glove work.
There was a lot of close-up on this one, like, demon hand, but it had, like, fat Jimmy Dean sausage fingers.
Oh,
We think it tastes the best. I ain't gonna argue with that.
yeah.
It looked like the gorilla hand from that Monty Python skit.
Mr. Robertson, your predecessor, an excellent librarian, savaged 3 people last week and had to be destroyed.
I'm sorry, sir.
You know, like, it was really, really bad. Because it was a lot of up-close, like, nail work and...
No.
It was
there was outside of the art teacher being just a wretched bitch.
We shall feast upon your soul!
But in the best way possible.
Yeah, she was great.
Like, that, I had an art teacher similar to that, but she was more positive,
A little
I guess.
nicer, yeah.
Which is too bad. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. This movie was very lackluster. It did... I had a serious fucking problem with it about halfway through. At this point, we had had nothing but moderately serious interactions with all of the characters as the movie was progressing on, and we were trying to maintain this very luster of, like, spookiness or whatever. and then we throw this fucking bullshit in.
Hey guys, this is Spectral Sightings. I'm Specs. This is Tucker. Say hi, Tucker.
No.
Okay. We are PPI, Professional Paranormal Investigator. Have been asking us about
Astral projection.
and our astral body leaves that physical body and floats off into another room.
It completely breaks every wall up to that point and past that point.
Oh yeah.
Because when you interject a scene that's like that, you cannot make a horror comedy halfway through a serious horror movie like this, which is supposedly what all of the reviewers and all of the public said who went and saw this movie in the theater and paid for the tickets to see this pile of shit, said that this was the scariest Insidious movie ever made. You guys are fucking... You can't try and blend in a segment of horror comedy into a serious horror movie. It does not blend the way that you want it to. So don't do that, ever. This one scene ruined the entire rest of the... I mean, the whole movie was ruined anyways, because it sucked.
Terrible movie.
But this one scene just, like, Korri told me to pause the movie so I could finish my rant, basically.
We still haven't finished it.
No,
It's still going on.
I am! Because it's bullshit. Like, don't do that.
I thought this scene was fine. I liked this scene.
It was not.
This was
It was
much
a
less offensive.
reprieve. It was a reprieve from the rest of the garbage that was going on. It was hilarious, but it should not have been interjected in the middle of this very serious horror movie. It does not blend. You cannot. It's like putting a musical number in the dead nuts middle of fucking anything.
Little children, I'll take thee away.
That has no musical other sections to it. It doesn't work. Don't fucking do that ever.
No, I think we should keep talking
No,
about
I'm fucking mad about that, dude. Like, you can't... If you're going to make...
Who gives a shit? This is already a terrible movie.
I know it's
Who
already a
cares?
terrible movie, but if you're going to make a horror comedy, like, make the whole fucking thing a horror comedy and make it good.
I mean...
Make it like Drag Me to Hell. Which was hilarious. Make it like Tucker and Dale.
Ah, we got your friend!
Oh God! They got Allison!
Which was hilarious.
But
Make it
all
like
of these-
Shaun of the Dead. Which was moderately funny.
Well, I mean, but a lot of these modern horror movies interject humor, whether it's supposed to be there
They
or not.
shouldn't be doing that.
But they do it,
Which
like,
is-
like Nope.
All right.
Had a whole bunch of jokes in it, and that was supposed to be taken seriously.
That
as
was
a horror
that.
film.
Well, we already covered Nope.
Well, I
and
know, but I'm just saying, like, it's not. This is not the first movie who is like.
I'm not
thrown in
saying-
a little bit of like.
I'm not saying that this is the
quirkiness,
first
you
movie,
know?
but this was blatantly like thrown onto the cutting room floor. Like, nope, fucking send it. Put these two conspiracy theorists or ghost hunter guys out there. They'll be YouTubers. It'll be hilarious. And that segment was fucking funny, but it did not belong in this movie. Ever. Like, if you're trying to scare the shit out of your audience, do not do that. Because it disrupts the entire flow of the whole system. It's fucked up. Fuck you guys. Fuck this movie. Anyways, Darth Maul was in this movie. Also,
Time Tiny Tim was also in this movie.
Tiny Tim was in this movie. Also,
there's Papa Lantern.
Hodor.
Yeah.
Hodor was in this movie. There was a whole scene. Of how blatantly plagiaristic the entire fucking thing was. He might as well have been saying Hodor. Come on, dude. I'm trying to come up with any kind of like positive anything.
Is that guy wearing sweatpants at a funeral?
Yeah, that's the shit sucking son.
Yeah, but that's still not.
He's
he's
in between sets from.
He's wearing a jacket. He's wearing a nice jacket. Like, why? Okay. I mean, I don't care.
That's why sweatpants are the way to go.
I don't care. Look at that fucking drawstring. That's ridiculous. You want to get mad about something.
That's also something to be infuriated about. You being a costume designer, I would like to think that like. Yeah.
They could have gotten away with it if they tucked the drawstring in.
You should have flipped the fucking table. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't think I noticed it until just now.
I don't think you did either. Otherwise, we probably would have had to pause the movie a second time.
I was appreciating how yellow the flowers were against the rest of the grisly backdrop. I thought it was obvious, but I thought it was pretty. I still liked it.
Oh. The drawstring was...
I was looking at the flowers. Okay. In the movie, I remember distinctly thinking, yellow's a nice choice.
Okay. Alright. So
what sucks most about this movie is that now there's going to be a resurgence of TikTokers who are going to be using this Tiny Tim tiptoe through the tulip.
Oh, tiptoe through the window, by the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulip with me. Oh.
Song again, and it's just gonna get awful, you know, in a quick way. That's what I think. Is
that your projection?
If I was a gambling woman, I would say that because of this movie, some crappy teenager is gonna be like, why? I've never heard this song before. This is just like that No 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 song. Yeah.
Everyone's tired of that shit, too.
Well, I know, but I mean, this feels like the new version of that a lot of these young kids probably haven't heard yet. Another weird thing about this movie, well, not weird, bad thing about this movie, was like, so this whole thing is like based off of this red door. So in the beginning, this kid and his dad are hypnotized by this hypnotist so that they forget about what happened to them in the past.
Technically, if I had to guess, it probably happened in the second movie.
I don't care. Damn! Anyway, so like, it's only him and his oldest son.
I don't either.
And it's like, you didn't hypnotize your youngest son, and there's like 1 year disparity between the two of them. So like the youngest son, I feel like was still old enough to remember what the oldest son had to be hypnotized with. That whole thing was really strange to me.
Yeah,
because there was a part where like the kid in college calls his brother and he's like, "You gotta tell me what you remember about this red door." And he's like, "I painted this picture of somebody I remember, and it looks like Dad holding a hammer." And then it shows the dad talking to the ex-wife, right? Like in a very, very short segment later, and the ex-wife is like, "You don't remember us, Chase? You don't remember trying to kill us with a baseball bat?" And it's like, whoa, I thought it was a hammer.
Yeah,
like,
I thought it was a hammer.
Important
plot
twist.
Oh.
And then there's a point where like he pulls the hammer out of the painting and one of the
and
dream sequences.
that's when the painting still resembled Leatherface.
Yeah, it's just a mess. The whole thing was a mess. And
Like,
then they go through the whole scene where the dad is chasing them down. Here it is. And there's no red door anywhere. There's no red door at all. There's not a red door in the entire memory sequence. There's not a baseball bat in there either. It's just like a hammer. And it's just, man, this movie was just awful.
It's a fucking jumbled.
It feels like AI
jumbled
wrote
mess.
this movie for sure. And
then
what's her
poor
name?
Lynn Shay was in
Stageman.
it. Like, not
Sorry.
poor Lynn Shay. She's
grasping.
She is.
Retire, Lynn Shay.
I mean, you did your part.
She shows up in this YouTube video. It's okay. She shows up in this YouTube video, and that's the only time you see her through the entire movie until the very end of the movie, when suddenly, I guess, now she's a ghost, and now she's just, like, soliciting advice to this particular family that watched her sort of one time on the YouTube video. It's like, why are you here? Like, you have nothing to do with...
She wasn't a ghost.
She was, because she vanished at the end.
No, she was astral projecting.
And our astral body leaves that physical body and floats off into another realm.
That was the whole fucking movie.
But that's not...
That was the whole fucking movie.
But you don't know...
All three of these fucking Insidious movies...
But the whole idea is that when you astral project based off of this movie's plot synopsis, when you astral project here, you don't see the other person. You don't see the person astral projecting in front of you like you're, true. At a fucking Tupac concert. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a hologram.
Yeah.
Because the only time that he had ever seen anything during the entire movie was when they were ghosts.
Maybe she was just better at
Unless they were all
projecting.
just dead and they were astral projecting. Or maybe that ghost guy wasn't even a ghost. Maybe he just astral projected through that window. Nothing about this movie was coherent.
Fucking...
Nothing, made sense. Nothing even mattered.
Nope.
Of all of the loose ends that should have been tied up, I didn't care if any of them were.
We didn't even know if there were any loose ends to tie up, which is fine. Which is totally fine.
It was terrible.
This movie fucking sucked. This movie sucked.
There was a point where his college roommate, who had no ability to astral project and had no ability to cross over into between dimensions, started seeing ghosts.
It would have just been you if you would have just shut the fuck up!
Crawling on their dorm floor for no reason. For no reason that was never explained. And then suddenly she fights them off, to protect her dorm friend who had just been demon possessed and just attacked her. I don't know what, possessed by whatever was wearing the gloves. Throughout the movie, it was just all the way. Dude.
Stop!
Yeah.
Stop this!
Try harder.
Stop this!
Stop hiring this guy. He's like great value Will Arnett, and he's awful.
Oof, that's a high bar. That's high.
No, I don't.
That's high.
They look
because,
alike.
No,
yes, they
barely.
do.
Barely.
They look enough alike to remind me of Will Arnett every time I see him.
Barely.
I'm not slamming on Will Arnett.
I know that you're not.
But every time I see him, I kind of get my hopes up a little bit, and I'm like, oh.
Is that Will Arnett? No, it's not.
It's that guy that kind of looks like him that's not funny and not really a very good actor.
And
has a really weird gait. Like, he walks very
oddly. Check this out. Look at that. Okay.
He bobs. Something hurts, I don't know. His emotional range is really weird. He looks like he's just always got to shift his emotions even when the timing is wrong. I don't like this actor very much. Sorry.
This movie fucking sucked. And if I had to guess, all of the other Insidious movies, because I made it halfway through the first Insidious movie, and I was like, I am not interested in finishing this. I know that sounds like it's hard to believe, but it's true. And there was a scene with Darth Maul in the first Insidious movie, which I distinctly remember, but it did not intrigue me enough to continue to watch this movie, because I believe no, just fuck no, stop this. Stop making these movies because they suck.
Yeah, Paranormal Activity, you can stop too.
Please.
Like, Insidious can stop. What's the other ones? What are all the Annabelles? Like, all of the Lorena and Bobbitt.
For a sequel.
What is it?
Lorraine and... Damn it.
I know all you can think of is Lorena Bobbitt. For you young,
that's your
go
fault.
Look it up.
That's your fault. You did that.
I can't remember their Warren
and Lorraine.
Fred and Lorraine Warren.
No.
Bob and Lorraine Warren. What is it? Quincy and Lorraine Warren.
No, doesn't matter. Stop doing this shit. Stop doing it. I know you're trying to make money off of it, and you're doing a poor job, and you're pissing all over horror movies. So, knock it off. I'm done. Do you have a good time with this movie? Me neither. Fuck no. Don't watch this shit.
Yeah, this movie
it was a chore to get through. Moving on. Reinfeld! Oh, they are opposite in the bed.
They're not, I guess.
No, I mean, they kind of are.
We'd be facing that way if we were in the bed. But I guess the sides are right.
The sides are right. I think I was wearing a Nightmare on Elm Street shirt. I could have been wearing a Nightmare on Elm Street shirt.
We'll just assume that.
Okay. That's a safe assumption.
I think so.
Right on.
Ugh.
Is that rough?
Oh.
Do you want a beer instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll do a beer instead.
All right. Okay.
That's a couple days past.
Is
where
that
it needed to be.
it? So it's ready for pasta sauce?
It would make a really nice pasta sauce.
Okay.